Hi everyone, you can see from the title that I'm going to be sharing with you my Believathon TBR, and this is for the month of November. I wanted to participate in Believathon because I'm pretty new to the community and I thought it'd be a fun way to kind of stick my toe in a little bit and get to know some people and participate in our community. If you want information on joining the Believathon, I will link Gavin, How to Train Your Gavin's channel down below. He is the creator of this Believathon, read-a-thon, and I'll link it. It sounds super fun. He has framed this read-a-thon as like a murder mystery, and there are clues for you to earn by reading a book that meets a prompt. This read-a-thon celebrates children's authors and children's literature, so I'm excited because I love children's books a lot. I love the wholesomeness and the simplicity of children's books, so I'm excited to get down to business with Believathon. I'll go ahead and go through my reading schedule and tell you all the books I'll be reading for each of the prompts. So to earn the shadow, read a book first published in 2020, and I decided to read I Am Enough by Grace Byers. This is a book about learning how to fall in love with yourself. I love sharing the message of loving yourself and having high self-esteem regardless of your circumstances, regardless of what society says you should be like. I love that. And so this type of book is just right on par with my belief and my philosophy, and I'm down for it. The cover is so cute and wonderful, and this had really high reviews. Let's see here. To earn the scream, read out loud or listen to an audiobook. My best friend Lisa and I are on a continuous buddy read. Every time we finish a book, we read a different one, and we have been reading the Immortal series by Tamora Pierce. I love Tamora Pierce. In this universe that Tamora Pierce has created, certain individuals have the gift or a magical power, and Dean, our protagonist, has something different. She has magical powers, but it's called wild magic. It's something that isn't studied. It's just something that is innate to people like Dean herself. And so her specific gift is being able to communicate with animals and people and immortals like dragons and other immortal creatures. In the series, there is this political climate where there's kind of like this silent, unspoken war going on between Tortal and King Jonathan, of which Dane is part of their kingdom, and against their enemy kingdom, Carthag and Emperor Orzone. Throughout the series so far, Dane has found herself coming up against Emperor Orzone's attempts to attack King Jonathan and the kingdom of Tortal, and King Jonathan can't declare war because King Orzone is a little weasel, and he does this very subtly, where he can like attack and then blame another person or blame evil creatures or things like that, and so he can never take the offensive position in this unspoken war. And as the story starts to unfold, we discover traitors, we discover immortal creatures who have been enslaved by the enemy, and that's where we are in the second book. And so the third book is diving into Dane gets into close proximity to the Emperor, it sounds like, from the synopsis, and let's see what happens from there. To earn this build ink, read a book that features ghosts. So currently I am reading City of Ghosts, so I'll finish that probably in the next day or so. So then I'll be prepared to take on our next book, Tunnel of Bone. So in City of Ghosts, our protagonist Cass has parents that are like TV producers, and they produce a show that's kind of like Ghost Hunters, where they're hunting and they're like going to places that are infamous for paranormal activity. And so their parents go to Edinburgh to visit some of the most haunted places in this city. And I'm still in that book, but in the second book, her and her family travel to Paris to visit the catacombs. This book meets that prompt because her best friend, Jacob, is a ghost. Next, to earn the backpack, read a book by an author new to you, and I chose Frostheart by Jamie Littler. This book is about a boy named Ash who lives in this stronghold at the edge of the world or something like that, in this icy tundra, and his parents go missing, And so while he's waiting for his parents to come back to him, he sings this lullaby to himself, and apparently that lullaby is forbidden, and he ends up getting himself exiled and joining a group of adventurers on the sleigh Frostheart. And he basically uses his exile to go out there and search for his family. The cover is so cute, and the whole story just sounds really wholesome and really lovely and magical. Next, to earn the footprints, read a book that features a prominent villain. So for this, I decided to pick another picture book, and this one is Seriously, Cinderella is So Annoying by Trisha Speed Shaskan. And this is the Cinderella story retold from the evil stepmother, and I thought that was kind of a funny take on it. I have read, there's a book, oh my gosh, I'll put it here. There was a book by the same guy who wrote Wicked, and it was a Cinderella retelling, but from one of the stepsisters. And I really liked that book. I like retellings from different perspectives, so I think that was a really fun book to read, but that's YA, that's not middle grade. But I think that this book will be kind of fun, and hopefully it's good, and it'll ease up on some of the pages I have to read this month, so it'll be a nice break in between these larger books. So to earn the torn page, read a book with a supernatural element. So I decided to read Shah and the End of Time by Roshani. So we follow a girl named Aru, and she has the habit of stretching the truth to fit in with her friends. One day she gets caught in a lie, and the consequences of that lie end up with her in some deep trouble. Time stops, and she unleashes a demon whose mission it is to free the god of destruction, and so she has to figure out how to stop him and get time to start running, or all is lost. Next prompt. To earn the dagger, read a book set in a dangerous setting. So I decided to read Ember and the Ice Dragons by Heather Fawcett. This is about a girl named Ember St. George, and her big secret is that she is dragon turned girl. So to save her life, I think her stepfather turns her from a dragon to a girl, and she somehow lands up in Antarctica, where she is surrounded by dragon hunters, and so she takes on this undercover mission to help save the ice dragons in Antarctica. I love dragons, and this sounds really nice. Again, kind of has that like wintry theme as we're getting into the holiday season and into winter. I'm here for it. To earn the hand mirror, read a book with a beautiful cover, and I chose Kiki's Delivery Service by Eiko, Kadono. And honestly, this was kind of like an excuse to buy this book because I love Kiki's Delivery Service by Hayao Miyazaki. So Hayao Miyazaki has a knack of taking the thread of a book and making up his own story around it. For example, Howl's Moving Castle, he like picks and chooses what characters he's going to take, what elements he's going to take, and then he creates his own story out of it. And so I'm excited to read the original Kiki's Delivery Service to see how it matches up with the movie that is so near and dear to me. Side note, so when they brought Kiki's Delivery Service from Japan over to the US, they changed some of the music. The Americanized version has some pop songs in it, and that's the version that I had on VHS when I was a kid that my mom got for me. And then when I ended up buying the movie for myself as an adult, the music was the original score, since I think there was some controversy in them changing the music and not keeping the original soundtrack. And so like while I love the original score, some of my nostalgia was in the changed Americanized version. So the one on Netflix is the changed version with the American soundtrack, just so you know. I was like secretly happy about it. Now it's not a secret because all of you know, but I'm just saying, it was great. I loved it. To earn the chain, read a book with a colorful cast. So I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. I love it so much. I have rewatched the series, both the original and Legend of Korra, multiple times, and I just love it. The humor, the life lessons that you can get from it. It has like such powerful storytelling. And so I decided to get the graphic omnibus for The Promise, which is the graphic novel to follow right after the series ends. The next set of graphic novels will be like Finding Zuko's Mom, and so that's the next one I will purchase, but I'm excited to read this omnibus. So the graphic novels are the first of I cannot talk, I cannot speak. To earn the flash of lightning, read a book that incorporates folk tales. So I decided to read Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky by Kwame Mbalia. Tristan Strong is an African-American boy who is dealing with grief and sorrow after an accident. He and his best friend get into some trouble and an accident happens and he fails to save his best friend's life. So to help him process his grief, his parents send him to his grandparents' house where he's like completely disconnected. There's no Wi-Fi, and there in his first night he encounters Gum Baby, and Gum Baby like steals something from him that's like really important, and in the chase to get his item back from Gum Baby, he punches a tree and it opens up a portal to the world called a mid-pass. The rest of the story is based on African-American folklore heroes and West African gods, and this sounds like such a fun book. Also, I love that Kwame's bios all read like pharmacist and author on it. I think it's so cute, and I watched a couple of his interviews as well, and he just seems like a really kind-hearted man. This is the pick that I'm probably like most excited for, is this one, because it sounds so good. Next, to earn the crown, read a book set in an alternate world to our own. So I decided to pick The School of Good and Evil by Soman Chainani. I'm so sorry. In this world, there is a magical school. It's the School of Good and Evil. We follow two young girls. One is Sophie, and she seems like the perfect candidate to go to the school for good. She has a devotion and obsession of doing good deeds. And then we have our other protagonist, Agatha, who seems like she would be a natural fit for the School of Evil because she is the essence of dark academia, and she has a black cat. That was in the synopsis, but I don't know why black cats get such a bad rap. They're not evil at all. But in this book, they find that their fortunes get reversed. So I'm assuming that like Sophie goes to the School of Evil and Agatha goes to the School for Good, is what I'm guessing. To earn the key, read a mystery. So I decided to go with Greenglass House by Kate Milford. Greenglass is about this inn that is like that's like a destination hotel getaway for smugglers and con artists. And so during the winter, it's usually the slow time, and it's time for our protagonist Milo to get some R&R because it's well deserved. But then suddenly his plans for some rest and relaxation get disrupted when very secretive guests come to stay at the inn. This web of intrigue starts to unravel. You start to discover mysteries about the guests staying there, about Milo himself, and about Greenglass House too. So to earn the fingerprints, read a book written by an author from a different culture as you. So I chose to read another graphic novel, and this is Stonekeeper by Kazu Kibushi, and this is part of the Amulet series. So in this series, we have two siblings, Emily and Navin. Their father passes away, and it sounds like they go to their family home. They like go to live in their family home, and the home is like mysterious or haunted or something because something lures their mother to the basement and to a portal to another world, and to like save their mom, they like race after her. There they run into a mechanical bunny named Misket who will help them save their mom and return back home. So that's it, you guys. That is it for my Believathon choices. I'm really excited. I'm excited to read some wholesome, warm, magical adventures. I would say like 90% of these authors are completely brand new to me. I have kind of been in a reading hole. I've been like reading mostly like nonfiction self-help books for the last couple years. So discovering these new upcoming authors, or authors who have been here for a minute and I totally missed them. I'm really excited to dive into their stories. And if you are participating in Believathon, please let me know and I can follow your journey and see what you're reading as well. I'll talk to you guys next time.